Hi, Glow Gang, and welcome to a brand new episode of Glotalks, where we talk about art, spirituality, and life lessons. I'm your host, Eddy Mwange, and today's guest knows what it means to fight for a purpose, from the football field to the boxing ring. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the professional boxer, Cam, aka
Killah
Killah
Cam.
Cam. Hi,
Yeah,
Cam.
yeah.
How are
What's going
you?
on? I'm here. I'm living.
Yeah, I'm
Doing
so
great.
happy to have you. Honestly, thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually not introduced to you because I've known you for quite a minute,
Yeah,
but you've always been always in the back, in the back. Like
yeah,
you've always been the really quiet person,
yeah.
quiet person, and you always just kind of like your presence was always felt, but you just wouldn't be heard as much, which was a really interesting, take
Well,
for me because I'm always used to like people talking around me or like
mm-hmm.
but based on like the friend group that we had, a lot of us were like very vocal, and you were just there, just there. You were always
Just
just
a
there.
bird's eye view,
Yeah, honestly, which is an amazing thing because when my friend reached out to me letting me know that you guys had filmed the documentary for you, I was like, Cam doesn't play football anymore. What's going on? Like, so I have to actually give you your flowers first of all because boxing is not easy.
No,
It's really not easy, and there are blood and you know what I mean, like
yeah,
stamina and everything that comes with it.
yeah.
But you're still here with us, and that is really something that I have to commend you for. That's something that not a lot of people can be able to do.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
So I wanted to kind of start off our episode with the beginning. Okay. How did you first get into football, and what did that sport actually mean to you?
Oh man, football was
Yeah.
football was a great distraction.
Okay.
Football was a great
That's an interesting
distraction.
take. Yeah.
You know, being around the group of people that I was around, when my mom had brought me up here and everything like that, all my friends were like, not even my friends, all the people that I knew were athletes.
Oh,
And,
okay.
like I was kind of like, I was kind of like that ghetto youth, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
I wanted to feel like I was a part of
Exactly.
like their clique, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, football is what I gravitated to because most were playing football. And I want to say as well, like, my mom was also into football. So it's like, she was kind of like, yo, listen, like, you got to do something. Like, you
Right.
got to do
Right. Keep
something.
busy.
So,
Yeah.
football just ended up being what I gravitated to because it was what I was surrounded by. And that just became the focus. Like, you know what I mean? That just became what I disciplined myself through, what I committed myself to. Like I said, though, it was a great distraction.
Yeah.
It wasn't something I was genuinely passionate about,
Right.
you know?
Right. I'm really glad that you actually even had to go through that process because being able to be a football player, it takes discipline. It takes, consistency. And that,
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what actually also kind of helped you grow within the environment that you were a part of, right?
I'm not gonna lie to you, yo, like with football, it was crazy because I had to have just enough discipline. Just enough
You
discipline.
didn't have to like, okay,
Yeah,
I hear
nah,
that.
it's like,
I hear that.
like it's different because it's like, yo, football, like you have like an off season, you have time where you
Exactly.
can kind of like fool around and like, you know what I'm saying, all that other shit. So it was like, for me with football, like I said, that's why I attribute it to being a distraction
Yeah.
because I was able to kind of discipline myself enough to be where I needed to be and get what I wanted out of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, this is just enough of what I need to do.
Yeah.
And along the lines of like, the friend group I had at the time, I was like, okay, like, well, as long as I'm kind of treading on that same lane that they are,
yeah.
then we're
You're good to
Gucci. You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it.
And if you don't mind me asking, what is it like? How did you go from football to boxing? Because there needs to be like did you have a aha moment? Like, what was the experience like? Like, what brought you there?
Yo, it's like, I mean, in the documentary, that me and my boy did was
I
I was
can't wait to
just
talk about that.
yeah.
Uh,
The moment for me initially
mhm.
was, I had come across a wise man.
Right.
That being said, like boxing has genuinely been around my whole life,
Yeah.
and it's like, like when in life all the signs point to a certain
Yep.
direction, this, that, the third,
Yep.
and it's like, yo, like I'm walking
Yeah.
and I'm making sure I ignore it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? All the signs that are pointed in my direction.
Yeah.
So it's always something that I genuinely wanted to be involved in.
Mhm.
I just didn't have the access to.
Right.
So I always found myself going to something different, this, that, the third. And then, like I said, with football, it
Mhm.
became a great distraction.
Mhm.
And once I came across this wise man, yo, like, it's crazy. Like, he didn't know me personally or interpersonally whatsoever.
I love when that happens.
It is just like, some people are so wise that when they
Mhm.
look into your eyes, they
Mhm.
can see into your
Oh
soul,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
like he looked deeply into my soul, and he was just like, yo, listen, like you got two avenues here, G, and it's like,
What?
what are you gonna choose? And it was at
Yeah.
that point that I couldn't avoid the fact that it's like, yo, like I knew what I wanted to do.
Exactly.
I just needed to take the risk on myself and
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
So it ended up being like, from football, it transitioned into boxing.
Yeah.
And like from then on, it was just like, yo, like I'm riding with it,
Yeah. And was it like a long gap between football and boxing?
I mean, I want to say like when I had stopped playing football initially, um, I wasn't in like a boxing gym or anything like that.
Mhm.
So I want to say there was a bit of a gap. Like it wasn't like an extremely long gap in between.
Mhm.
That being said, it's like, yo, I had to take some time to deal with self.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? And like
Yeah.
while I was dealing with the eye, it's like it all just came together. All just
Yeah.
came together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
I love that. And there's like to be able to switch from a team sport like football
yeah,
to a solo sport like boxing. I know for a fact that it was like a difficult adjustment, emotionally and also like mentally. Can you like talk about that a little bit? Did you have
you
to go through that shift?
nah, cause I
No?
ain't gonna lie to you. Like
Not it coming natural to you.
I'm gonna be real with you. Like fuck it all. Like I'm not saying I'm not a team player.
Right.
I'm all about me in that regard and the accountability.
For
And
sure.
it's like boxing, like it's on you. Like it's
True.
on you. You know what I mean? You
True.
work with your coaches, all this stuff, whatever.
Mhm.
And it's like, if something happens in the ring, the onus is on you. You
That
know what
is
I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
Whereas like football,
Mhm.
something would happen and it's like you could look over your shoulder and be like, yo, what's up, man? Like you were supposed
Yeah.
to be here to help me, this, that, the
Yeah.
third. So sometimes you could deflect the accountability. And
Mhm.
I think through my own experiences in football, I went through that where it's like, coaches, they would deflect the onus of accountability onto the players. Like, oh, well, if you did this better, da 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 da.
Mhm.
And it's like sometimes that just came down to the lack of preparation, whatever
Right.
it might be. Whereas for me, it's just like it 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 was perfect. Like it was the perfect fit. It's like, oh man, like now it's all on me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
like, it's not to say I guess from an egotistical standpoint, it's like when I win, it's me. When
It's
I
you.
lose, it's
Exactly.
me.
You're getting all the credit basically because you did that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I appreciate both sides of it.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? Whereas like once again, football, when you win, oh well, your coach set
Yeah, it's a
everything, da
team
da da,
thing.
team thing. When it's like
Yeah.
when you lose, nah, like
Yeah.
this individual player. And like I said, I
Exactly.
experienced that in football where it's
Yeah.
like you feel like you're the burden of everything, and it's like it's
Ah.
not one thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That loses a game.
Exactly.
So, football, boxing was an easy transition for
I
me
love
because
that.
I appreciated what it came with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The
Yeah.
responsibility.
And like walk me through the steps of you finally, transitioning into to boxing. What was the first feel like when you were in the ring? Or actually, you know what? No. What was the first experience that you like the first thing you felt on your first ever game? Like a first ever boxing match?
My first
Yeah.
ever actual
When
boxing
it
match.
officially like clicked like, "Oh, I am a professional boxer. This is what I do."
So I want to say like, yo, when I had my first amateur fight,
Mhm.
I was nervous as shit. I ain't gonna lie.
No.
I was so nervous.
Yeah.
But it's like it came out in the form of like excitement, like a giddy kid in a candy store. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like I remember I was
Yeah.
bouncing around and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And it's like I could feel everything going on around me. I could hear everything, but it's like
Oh, we.
it was nerve-wracking because
Right.
you know, like now you're in that moment. You
Yeah.
know, now you're in that moment. It's like
Yeah.
it's not like I dreamed of having this moment or anything like that. It's just until you actually get there, you really don't know what you're in for.
Jeez.
You know what
And
I'm
do you
saying?
have like that moment where it's like, oh, I just want this game to be over with?
Nah.
I love that.
No.
I love that.
Like,
You train out of 10-8 gym,
yeah.
right? Which has a strong reputation in the boxing community. What's the atmosphere like over there? Like, how has it shaped your growth as a fighter?
Oh man. 10-8?
Yeah. Because honestly, when I found out about 10-8, I was like, where is this place?
It's
But you describe it as a hole in the wall.
yeah, you know,
So,
like some people come there and they're like, this is like the ghetto of all the gyms, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
it's like, to me, like when you come into 10-8, like
Yeah.
we're cool people.
Mhm.
That being said, it's like, you know the saying, it's a dog eat dog world.
For sure.
It's a dog eat dog world in that
Oh,
gym.
we
You know what I
that I
mean?
don't
And
even know
like
if that sounds like a good thing or that's scary.
it's a great thing if
Yeah.
you're looking to sharpen your mind and
For
you're looking to
sure.
build yourself into something better. And
Mhm.
it's definitely a dog eat dog world, and
Mhm.
it's, you know, credit be to like, you know, the coaches
Yeah.
and you know what I mean, the owners in the gym for shaping that environment into a place where people are allowed to flourish
For sure.
in the best ways possible, whether you be like, you know, a regular person who's coming just trying to get better, or you know what I mean, somebody who wants to compete.
Yeah.
You're forced through, you know, your environment, the people around you, to find the best version of yourself. And it's like that's what really makes it a dog eat dog world.
And
you
it's
know?
also, it sounds like it's also a great place to, like, you know, build community, if that makes any sense. You know, people with the same mindset type of thing.
Yeah.
And like, I'm saying this because this year has been like a window through what it means to actually have community and to be a part of it. And I saw a quote that someone wrote on Twitter, and they said that the price to pay for community is inconvenience, right? And of course, it's not an inconvenience to be a boxer, but
Yeah.
to just be able to know that you have a specific spot that, you know, you share the same mindset as other people who just want to either be into just fitness or to become, you know, professional boxers. That is really something that I absolutely like. I'm into, especially the specific year. Walk me through a day in your life from morning to night, if you have like,
let's see,
training or
yeah,
like
so
a
like
match.
I mean, the day in the life of Killah Cam is it's interesting,
I
you
have
know what I
questions
mean?
about Killah Cam, by the way.
Yeah,
I have so many questions.
yeah. So the day in the life is Killah Cam is a lot different than the life of Cam. You know, Killah, you know what I mean, depending on what day it is. So if we say, for instance, like a Monday, you know what I mean? Monday starts at 5 a.m. You know, we're off to the rig for 45 minutes to 50 minutes of box. That's from 6 to 6:50. From about 7:15, 7:30 to about 11 a.m. I'm at the boxing gym.
Okay.
Just training, you know what I mean? My coach is always there, you know what I mean? Shout out to head honcho Kyle Smith.
Yeah.
You know, we're in there, we're training, we're getting better. From about, I want to say 11:30 to 12, you know, I'm on my way back home. 12 to about 4, rest, recovery, you know what I mean? Hot bath, you know, get my food in, everything like that, you know, whatever, stretching. And then I want to say, man, around like 4:35, I'm back in the gym till about 9 p.m. And every day is different. Like honestly, every day is different. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some days where, you know, I have different sets of training that I'm doing. So maybe I'm doing strength and conditioning somewhere else, this, that, the third. And it's just like there's consistency. It's just nothing is the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't get bored of it because
I
it's
like that.
everything is, it's always different. It's like
Yeah.
I think my coach as well understands that it's like, yo, like keeping me on the same rhythm and the same cycle,
Yeah.
I don't like that, you know? So it's like keeping me on my toes is
For
exciting. You
sure.
feel me?
Oh, okay. Boxing demands a lot of discipline and focus.
Yeah.
So how do you stay motivated on days when you feel physically or even mentally drained?
My belly's hungry, man. You know what I mean? Like there isn't my there's no food on my plate.
Right.
You know, so it's like regardless of, you know, what I've achieved, until I feel like my belly's full, I'm always gonna be motivated no matter how mentally exhausted I am, you know, no matter how physically exhausted I am. It's just like, yo, like there isn't any food on my plate, you know, and that's the mentality that's carried me through from the start, and it's gonna carry me through onto the finish when I feel like I deserve my roses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And where does Killah Cam come from?
man, so it's like it's crazy because when I was growing up and everything like that, like,
Yeah.
obviously, you know, like no association to Killah Cam the rapper, this, that, and third.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say.
So when I was growing up and everything like that, you know, people used to call me Killah, everything like that, you
Right.
know. And when I was in Jamaica and I was going to school, you know, from time to time, you know what I mean, people used to call me that. When I started playing football, you know, it just followed, like it just followed, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like it was definitely like a whole alter ego thing, you know what I'm
Of course.
saying?
Of course.
So when I started boxing,
Yeah.
like, you know, like people would be like, oh, Killah Cam, and I was like, I didn't like it because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like, nah, that's that guy's the football guy, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like I
But you're
was,
still an athlete.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I didn't really like, I didn't like the name Killah Cam,
Right.
and I think at some point I learned to embrace it. I
Yeah.
learned to embrace it because of
And it
the
suits you
history
very
that it,
well.
yeah, the history that
Yeah.
it carries for me, and
For
like, you
sure.
know, like what it is, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
And what has been one of your toughest matches, and how did you, I guess, recover from it?
one of my toughest
Yeah.
matches.
Because, like, of course, like, you know, you have different like matches that you
Yeah.
get to have. Some of them you win, some of them you lose. First of all, have you ever lost a fight?
Yeah.
Okay. And how was that like your first match that you lost, basically? Like, how was coming back from that?
Shit, that was my first match I lost was an empty feeling. It was like an empty feeling
Oh.
because it's like, yo, like a coach said this to me actually, and the irony of it is like, yo, like fighters, like we have very fragile minds, right? Because a lot of it sometimes is just built on our ego.
Right.
I'm the fucking best, I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then when you lose, you question everything,
You do.
right?
Yeah.
And for myself, when I had my first amateur defeat, it was like I was questioning. I'm like, damn, like, do I suck? You know what I mean?
No.
Like, yeah, I'm questioning. I'm like, yo, do I suck? Because it's
Oh,
like, I'm like, yo, like
no.
this guy's not even good. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
was that like a couple of matches in
Yeah,
that you lost?
yeah.
Oh.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like when I started my amateur career, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I started my amateur career like ball rolling. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was riding on a high note, and then when I
Right.
suffered my first defeat, like I said, it was like a lot of there was a lot of I want to say things I dealt with leading up to the
For
fight.
sure.
And then when I suffered my defeat, I was just kind of like, yo, like, damn, do I suck? Like, am I
Oh,
am I not good? Everything
no.
like that. But
You really questioned your whole entire.
yeah,
Dang.
because and then it's like that was I want to say like I lost the fight, but it's like to actually say what the first time I felt like I actually got beat. When you like as a fighter, like you know when you've been beat, you know what I'm saying? Like you know when you've been beat, you know when you
Right.
lost, and you know
Yeah.
when you won.
Exactly.
And to experience like my first like loss where I was like, yeah, this guy beat me.
Yeah.
It was humbling.
Oh, no.
It was so humbling. It was very humbling because it's
Yeah.
like there's nothing in my mind that I could have said to myself to be like, damn, like I could have done this or done that. So it's like it's different. Like being beat, to me at least personally, like I'm not trying to sound like a philosopher or anything like that.
Oh, not at
Being
all.
beat is a lot different than
Yeah.
losing and everything like that. Like when you get beat, like that's
Like you
That's
did everything you
yeah,
could
that's
and nothing
BTA.
would
Like,
have.
you know what I mean? Like, that's
Yikes.
BTA to
Yeah.
the fullest,
And
right?
after that, how did you, I guess, recover from the game and actually like told yourself, like, what was the conversation with yourself after that? Like,
Oh shit.
I'm never gonna,
Oh shit.
lose another fight ever again.
It was like, all right, like, it was, yo, honestly, man, it was like a sense of peace.
Okay.
It was like a sense of peace because it's like,
That's
all
a
right,
good
like, you know what I
perspective.
mean? Like, it's like, all right, like, it's not to say you're not invincible, but anybody can get dealt a dirty hand.
For
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
For
And
sure.
from then on, like, it kind of like, it was a sense of almost like, I don't want to say a sense of relief, but it's just like, all right, like, now, like, you know what I mean? Like, the perspective changed for me.
It does.
It's not to say that in the amateurs, it wasn't about winning.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, yo, I need to learn. Like, I really
Right.
need to learn. So the whole process from then on, after like I said, I was beat, was I need to learn. And it's like, it just makes you, for me at least, like, it made me hungry.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I bet.
So
I bet. Because, listen, losing.
yeah,
See, there's something about fighting that even in high school, I haven't been in like a lot of fights, but the fights in which I have been a part of, losing to someone that you could have easily taken.
you feel me? It's
You feel
different.
it. Like your
It's
ego actually
different.
gets crushed. So you actually having to recover from that and actually telling yourself, you know what, nah, this is normal. You're
Yeah.
gonna have some wins and you're gonna have some losses, but
Yeah.
mostly wins.
Let's say
Right?
we got to get back on our horse. You know what I'm
Exactly, for
saying?
sure, all the time.
So
I wanted to talk about my soul to keep.
yeah,
Okay, because that is what made me go, oh, he's really doing this. Like, he's living in his purpose.
yeah,
Right? So My Soul to Keep is a documentary.
yeah.
It was directed and produced by Tremaine Inyang.
Uh-huh.
And when he reached out to me, and he's really also like a very low-key person, right? Very
Yeah, it's my
he's
dog,
a very,
man.
very low-key person. So when he reached out to me saying, hey, by the way, like I have a project out. I'm like, a project? When were you what? And mind you, like, this is someone that I genuinely speak to, like, oftentimes. So I was like, how is it that I don't know this, right?
Yeah.
And then so when I finally watched it, I'm like, oh, he's good. And he was able to capture your story in such a great way.
Yeah.
And especially like for someone who did not know that you were into football, like he was able to really capture specific moments that kind of brought humanity out of you, but also
Yeah.
like the sportsmanship, I guess,
Yeah.
from you, right? What was it like to see your journey captioned in the way that he did?
I mean, first and foremost, I'm definitely grateful. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm definitely grateful, and like
Yeah.
he gave me a reason to kind of like give myself a pat on the shoulder. You know what I mean?
That makes me so happy.
Yeah. It definitely gave me a reason to pat myself on the shoulder, because I
Right.
think within my own journey, it's like, yo, like I'm always just on the grind, head
Right.
down, you know what I mean? Working.
Mhm.
So to actually have seen it and be like, oh shit, like damn, like this is what I've done
Yeah.
so far. This is what I've done. And like this is only a small part of the story to tell.
Yeah.
It like I can only like give thanks to that guy, because
For
like, you know what I mean?
sure.
Like that guy is highlighting my journey in a way that like,
And he did a fantastic
you
job.
feel me?
Like a really good job.
Yeah.
Like, I think personally that should be on Netflix. Personally.
Yeah.
But I'm biased,
Yeah.
But it was a really, really good story. And when he came up to you with the idea of like, show it or telling your story, what did you, because of course he has his own vision of how he wanted people to receive the message,
Yeah.
right? How would you, like when you watched it for the first time, what did you want the message to be for those watching it? Because I have his point of view, but I need yours.
Yo, honestly, man, like for me, it was, I didn't even like, in the first place I was like, yo, I don't even want to be on the camera,
Of
dog.
course
Like,
not.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not into all that stuff. I'm not
Right.
trying to be on the camera. That being said, at first I was just like, yo, just highlight the boxing, like, they don't need to know the backstory. And
Right.
he's like, nah, man.
But the
He's like,
backstory is what makes
you feel
you.
me? And it's like,
Yeah.
it's part of it is like, being a very, I want to say, low key individual.
Right.
It's like, I don't want to say there's shame in sharing your story. It's just like, yo, like, it's like, man, sometimes you just don't want people to know who
I
you are.
understand
You
that.
feel me?
Oh
So,
yeah.
um,
Understand that.
like, he was kind of like, he's like, man, he's like, yo, you can't. He was pretty much telling me, he's like, yo, you can't hide anymore.
You
You know what I
can't.
mean? It's
Oh,
like, yeah.
thank God
He's like,
someone
yeah,
finally said it.
he's like, yo, he's like, Cam,
Yeah.
he's like, you've been doing this your whole life, but he's like, you're at the
Yeah.
forefront now. So he's like, we have to show people.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
I love when my friends do great
Like,
things.
you feel
It's
me?
fantastic.
So he just literally highlighted a small part of what greatness is and
Yeah.
like how you get there. So that's now I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, oh shit, like he's showing people what it takes to be great.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And hopefully that
Yeah.
inspires people moving
Of
forward,
course. And you know what? I also like when I watched it, to me, it was also like it takes just a really small moment of just dedication and like blind
Yeah.
faith to be able to pivot into something that you never even imagined would have been that big.
Which is
you know?
crazy.
And it's like it's absolutely, it's not insane per se, because at the end of the day, like what is meant to be will be.
Yeah.
But it's like it's an amazing feeling to see that someone actually made it to what they already envisioned in their mind. You know what I mean? And the way he was able to capture it, it's like you are in your head at all times, boxing, because you have to make sure that, you're calculating, what your opponent has going on.
Yeah.
But you have someone in the background who is basically capturing those vulnerable moments.
Yeah.
That, honestly, that project, chef's kiss. He did a fantastic job.
Honestly.
Did participating in the film make you see your own journey differently? Like maybe help you reflect on how far you've come?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it just kind of highlighted the fact that it's like, oh, all right, Cam, like, damn, like, yo, one day you will be great, my G. You know what I'm saying? One day you will be great.
You already are great, sir.
That's the thing though. It's like, like I think for myself, like, my sense of greatness, and like that differs for everybody, right? You know what I mean? The definition of it is like, I'm like, okay, like I have a lot that I'm working towards. And it's like to even be in this position now, given what, you know what I mean, like I'm seeing from the documentary itself.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got to give myself a pat on the shoulder and be thankful,
No, honestly, very, very proud of you. And how did working with Tremaine inspire you?
That's my dog, you know what I mean? Like that's obviously sandbox days, this,
For
that, the
sure.
third. And I think the big thing was like, yo, he's always wanted to kind of dive into that.
Exactly.
And part of it was like, yo, like I'm like, all right, well, if I'm gonna embrace this part of greatness and stepping forward, like I need you to embrace the fact that like this is a part of your journey.
Yeah.
So it just inspired me to push more and more, because it's like finally, like, finally you actually accept what, like, you know what I mean, God and the universe is presenting to you and stuff like that, and you're not fighting it.
Exactly.
So he definitely inspired me to just like keep moving and keep grinding, you know?
Oh, I love how my friends just kind of do great things.
Yeah.
Anyways, he deserves all the flowers that he can get, honestly,
man, he does.
He worked really hard for this, and finally seeing him live in his element, and the first project being out with
man.
like someone that he's grown up with.
Past due. He definitely deserves it, you know?
How do you deal with fear? Because as a boxer, I'm not even gonna ask how your entourage deals with fear, you specifically, because there is so much that happens in boxing, and there is blood, and I'm going to emphasize the fact that there's blood. There's blood all over the place, like your healing process and everything. Like, do you not fear for your life sometimes?
I think yo, like, given my own experiences in life, you step into the boxing ring and it's like you accept whatever fate is presented to you.
Oh, wow.
And it's like that's the scary part.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even like I want to say, like, my last fight that I had, like my debut, you know, like I knew going into a certain part of the fight you know, I'd suffered like we'd suffered a head clash and I cut my face open, right? And like I saw all the blood just dripping and I was like, yo, in my mind I was like, okay, like in this round, he's either gonna try and damage the cut more or he's gonna try and knock me out.
Oh gosh.
And it's like you accept it. Like
My
you
heart is
accept
palpitating for you because what do you mean you accept?
well, it's like death, yo.
Right.
It's like death. It's like you can't fight death. You know what I mean? Like you have to accept that's a part of life.
Right.
And it's like the moment you accept it is the moment you actually live. Right?
True.
So it's the same thing with boxing. It's like in the sense where it's like, yo, like I'm not saying I didn't experience fear of being like, fuck, like yo, I could actually get knocked out right now. It's just like I remember being in the corner and being like, all right, like dude's gonna try and knock me out.
Yeah.
So let me accept that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a possibility that he's going to try. It's not to say it's not going to happen. Right? Or I'm going to allow it to happen. It's like now that I've accepted it, now I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure it doesn't happen. Because like now I'm like, all right, like now I can flow and stuff. So
I guess that's like a little bit of a confidence booster or like a strength booster the moment you accept it. Okay, now I get it.
So that's kind of how I deal with fear in every sense. It's like, all right, well, shit, like if I'm scared going into a fight, acknowledge the fact that I'm scared. You know what I mean? Don't act like you're not. Acknowledge the fact that you're scared and stuff. And like, you know, that's what a lot of my corner be preaching to me. Is like, yo, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be fearful.
Right.
Embrace it.
For sure.
Use it as strength. Use it as wisdom. Use it as energy. Whatever it is, you know?
Exactly. No, I'm really glad to hear that. Honestly, like being able to understand, I can now get it. I get it.
It's the same thing as life, honestly. You know, same thing as life.
I understand it. When young athletes or fans watch your story, what do you want them to learn about perseverance and reinvention?
Shit, you can do anything if you put your mind to it.
Period.
That's as simple as it gets. It's like you can do anything if you put your mind to it. You know what I mean? And like I said, for myself, I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be. At the moment, I am where I need to be.
Exactly.
You feel me? So
exactly.
When anybody like, you know, follows my story, watches my story, anything like that, it's just like, yo, like, stay locked in, baby. You know what I mean? Like, stay locked in.
There's more coming.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, like, anything you put your mind to, as cliche as it is, it can be done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
you just have to walk forward with confidence and walk forward with faith. Like, your faith has to be your strongest and your most deadliest weapon.
Absolutely.
So
I'm really glad that you even talked about that because this year's theme is execution.
Yeah.
And since the pandemic actually started, I wouldn't say that things just shut off. Like everything was just closed completely. You know what I mean? And I feel like this year it was one of those years where like do it. Whatever that it is, just go ahead and
Just
do
get
it.
it done.
And you know, you can be able to tell yourself, "Oh, I'll do it next time. I'll do it." No, like literally just do it. And there's nothing smaller, or you always have to basically dream bigger than where you actually are.
That's
you
it.
know? And like, you know, you will want a table, let's say, and you're like, "Oh no, I just want a small table." No, dream bigger because it's actually gonna happen.
Exactly.
You know? And being able to execute every single thing that I had on the list this year is something that
It's monumental.
what? I celebrate that every day now. Every day. Cam, I wanted to know, like, what's next for you?
Oh man. Greatness.
Period.
You know, greatness and success.
Yeah.
You know, it's like moving forward, the goal is to just like, you know what I mean, start putting food on my plate.
Exactly.
And you know what I mean? By way of that, you know, everybody else reaps success as well. So, you know, moving forward is just about continuing to conquer my goals.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Continuing to grow as a person individually within, you know, my community, you know what I'm saying, with my family, in and out of the ring, everything like that. But it's just about growth, man.
Yeah.
That's literally what
And
it is.
do you have an upcoming event?
Not presently.
Right.
At the moment, you know what I mean, what we're doing is preparing for 2026. So,
Nice. Okay.
you know what I mean, we're taking we're taking 2 steps forward and getting ready
Mm-hmm.
going into the new year, so that, you know, I'm not tripping and stumbling over my
For
own 2
sure.
feet
Yeah,
when January 1st hits.
I hear that.
So
I have rapid fire questions for you.
Yeah.
Because that's what we actually do on this show. Rapid fire questions. You got to be quick on your feet.
send them at me,
You
man. You know what I'm
have
saying?
to be
These
quick on your feet.
slow feet don't
You
eat.
already are.
Slow feet don't eat.
You don't know pun intended,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
got to be
yeah,
quick on your
yeah,
feet.
yeah.
So, favorite punch, jab, hook, or uppercut?
You can't. Cool.
You
I
gotta
don't
be
want to.
quick
I
on your
can't tell him.
feet.
Like, yo, I'll do a jab.
There you go. Favorite walkout song?
Favorite walkout song?
Mhm.
Killah Cam.
Oh, period.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Boxing gloves or football cleats? Which one defines you more now?
Football cleats.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Dream opponent, living or past legend?
Oh shit.
So
Past
you
legend.
gotta be quick on your feet,
Past
sir.
legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Past legend?
Yeah. Past.
There you go. And the last one, favorite boxer of all time?
Damn, I got like a top 5. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But
let's hear your top 5.
I'll give you Salvador Sanchez, Roy Jones, Lennox Lewis, Prince Nassim, Terrence Crawford, and Floyd Mayweather. So
I only know 1 out of the 5 or 6 that you just mentioned.
and they're all dogs. So you know what I mean?
Honestly, Cam, thank you so much for
Most
coming on the
definitely.
show, for accepting the invitation.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you, and I'm so happy that you finally got to, you are living in your purpose, you know? And from now on forward, I
Yeah.
honestly just wish you more wins. Okay,
Yeah.
very little, losses, but lots of wins, and to always just kind of keep the faith, you know, like continue just dreaming bigger and living in your dreams, you know?
Appreciate it.
Like that's really something that we're all aiming for. So that I'm overwhelmingly happy for you. It's ridiculous.
Thank you. Thank you.
But if anybody wanted to reach out, of course you are a very low-key person. But if anyone wanted to reach out or, you know, become even a part of your gym, like
Yeah.
let the people know.
So, you know, pretty much if you're looking to follow the journey, you know what I'm saying, towards greatness, Killah Cam Laing on IG. That's Killah with an H. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wait, you gotta spell it out for them because some people will mess it up.
Killah Cam Laing, CAMLAING.
There you go.
The gym, 10-8 boxing, off of Catherine Street, 445 Catherine Street. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all show up there.
There you
with
go.
the right attitude. You know what I'm saying? And
show up with the right attitude.
that's it, man. That's it. You know.
And he said what he said.
So that's pretty much it. If you guys are
Yeah.
looking to follow the journey, man, like, you know what I mean? I am reachable on socials and everything like
For
that.
sure.
I'm not always on there, but that being
He's
said,
coming out of
you
his
feel me?
cocoon, you guys.
You know what I'm saying? I'm enough of a social butterfly. You
There
feel
you
me?
go.
So
Well, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I hope that it inspires you to grow and to glow. And I will see you on the next episode.
yeah.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
Let it glow, let it glow.